Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. This afternoon from Skyview High School in Thornton, it's a Colorado 7 League clash as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs take on the Skyview Wolverines. I'm John Beltran. As the Wolverines are taking the field, both teams are 6-0 in Colorado 7 League play. Skyview is 7-0 overall, and the Mustangs are sitting at 8-2 on the season. Starting lineup brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world and improving products and processes. Find out about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. As the Mustangs are looking to build upon a 23-6 victory against Englewood. And that one came on Tuesday. Checked it on Monday in Denver. Starting lineup pretty much the same from Fort Morgan as we've seen throughout the season. Batting first is the pitcher Kyle Daniels. Center fielder Trevor Shirtliff at second. Batting third, the third baseman Austin Cosman. The catcher hits fourth, that's Joey Schneider. Carlito Urquieta, the shortstop, hits fifth. Left fielder Kenny Keller hits sixth. The first baseman Nate Cage bats seventh. Bladen Pollitt, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Trey McBride, the right fielder, will be hitting ninth. Defensively for this team from Skyview, Diego Vigils at first. The second baseman's Brian Gutierrez. Jose Esquivel at third. It's Kenny Chavez at short. Around the outfield, Ricardo Valderrama in left. Esquer Contreras in center, the right fielder. Let's see if we might have duplicates here. We'll find the right fielder here momentarily. That'll be Isaiah Garcia, now that we spotted him. Behind the plate is Brandon Behringer, and on the mound is the right-hander Diego Mireles. And the opening pitch to be delivered to Daniels, who Kyle Daniels had 3 hits and 5 RBIs in the victory against Englewood on Monday. Wind in the pitch, and the changeup is a strike on the outside corner. Bell tie, it's 0-1. Opening pitch brought to you by B&B Appliance. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the best appliance store in Fort Morgan. B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan. And the offering. And the curveball is a beauty, outside corner. And it's 0-2. To Kyle Daniels, having a banner season going in. Here's the wind by Mireles and the pitch. And that curveball is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Temperature in the lower 50s. The wind is kicking a bit. Swung on. That ball's grounded up the middle towards center field for a base hit beyond the lunging Kenny Chavez. And that's the way this game begins, with Kyle Daniels doing what he does best, putting the ball in play and getting on the base paths. Here is Trevor Shirtliff. Shirtliff was hitting .375 going into the week. Had a base hit in his initial at-bat against Englewood. 3-step lead for the speedy Daniels at first. The stretch by Mireles. And he delivers. Swung on and popped foul. Not a play on the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. We'll see a lot of those changeups from Mireles. We had an excellent ball game yesterday on 10-10 with Sterling beating Brush 3-1. Haven't seen many low-scoring games from either Brush or Fort Morgan this season. No balls and 1 strike. Again, a 3-step advantage. Step off, no throw to first. Skyview won 13 games a year ago, but the Mustangs swept the season series. 0-1 to the Mustang center fielder hitting from the right side. And now another step off by Mireles. And when Kyle Daniels takes the hill, he works quickly. This stretch and the offering, and the curveball is up and in. In the Fort Morgan 23-6 victory over Englewood on Monday, the Mustangs trail 4-0. and then outscored Englewood 23-2 the rest of the way. The game lasted just 5 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike, the stretch, and the offering. Runner going, tapped foul up the third base side on another changeup. It's 1-2. And Skyview brings back lots of experience. They had about 6 starters returning from last year, including this catcher, Behringer. 1 ball, 2 strikes, just underway. Kyle Daniels single for Fort Morgan to begin the game. Mireles gets the sign from Behringer. A 3-step lead. Will Daniels go? He will not. And the curveball is lined, caught at second, throw to first, double play. Right at the second baseman, Gutierrez, who doubled off Kyle Daniels, and there's 2 down. On a ball that was hit very sharply. 2 down for Austin Cosman. Cosman had 4 hits against Englewood. He's been tearing up the ball all season with 19 base hits. And the breaking ball is a strike just below belt level. It's one of those looping breaking balls. Not necessarily a 12-6, but it's got that action. No balls and 1 strike to the Mustang third baseman. And the offering. And the curveball is swung on, grounded into left field for a base hit. That is hit number 20 for Austin Cosman on the season. He just waited on that pitch, kept the hands back, and hit it through the left side. Here comes Joey Schneider. Schneider going into the week hitting .310. Of course, the Mustangs wrapped out 19 hits on Monday. That double play looms even larger now. But that's baseball. Sometimes you can hit the ball sharply, and it not only results in 1 out, sometimes 2. And the pitch. And that changeup is down and away. Nothing but changeups and curveballs from Diego Mireles. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, that wind is not expected to die down anytime soon. Cosman with a 2-step lead. And the offering. And that's a strike on the outside corner. Took something off that fastball, and it's 1-1. No doubt that Mireles wants to keep the Mustangs off balance here. Cosman with a 2-step advantage. Not a threat to go anywhere with that lead and the offering, but he is taking off, swung on, lined into right center field on a perfect hit and run. That ball is headed all the way for the fence. Cosman is around. And that must be a thinly cut grass in the outfield, because that ball just rolled and rolled and rolled, and Hector Luna is the courtesy runner for Schneider. And here is the number 5 hitter, Carlito Urquiera. So as opposed to what happened on Monday when the Mustangs fell behind without scoring in the opening inning, different story here. Urquiera getting the signal there and the sign from third base coach Josh Langford. Now the home plate umpire making the change on his scorecard for the courtesy runner. Have to account for all that, even if it's just a courtesy runner. The stretch by Mireles. And the pitch swung on and fouled off the end of the bat to the screen on the changeup. And the count is sitting at 0-1. On a windy Wednesday in Thornton. And the pitch. Right there, another changeup on the inside corner for a strike. And it's no balls and 2 strikes to Carlito Urquiera. The Mustangs have 3 hits in the inning. Behringer laying down the sign. And the 0-2. Curveball is grounded to the second baseman, Gutierrez, on 2 big hops, sidearms to first. And the Mustangs are done in the top of the first inning. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left at third. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Fort Morgan 1, and Skyview is coming to bat on B106 at B106.com. Here's the starting lineup for Skyview. Batting first is the center fielder, Eswid Contreras. Ricardo Valderrama, the left fielder, hits second. Kenny Chavez. Over at short, bats third. The catcher, Brandon Berenger, is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth is the second baseman, Brian Gutierrez. Diego Vigil, the first baseman, hits sixth. Third baseman, Jose Esquivel, bats seventh. Batting eighth, the DH, Aaron Smith. And Isaiah Garcia, the right fielder, bats ninth. Mustangs defensively have Nate Cage at first, Bladen Pollard at second, Austin Cosman at third, Carlito Urquieta at short. And the pitch and the changeup down the middle for a strike. Kenny Keller in left, Trevor Shurtleff in center, Trey McBride's in right, Joey Schneider is behind the plate, and Kyle Daniels with the offering. Curveball is laced foul down the left field side. No balls and 2 strikes. Check out Daniels' numbers here momentarily. You would expect having a very good year. 3-1, 1.97 ERA, and that changeup is a little bit low. It was over the plate. Almost had some cut to it, like a cut changeup. Started well off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Contreras. Wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up and out of play off to the right. And the count remains at 1-2. The Mustangs scored on Joey Schneider's RBI triple in the top of the first inning. Daniels ready against Contreras. The junior left-hander delivers. Swung on and popped foul. That one's headed out of play on the right side as well. Stays at 1-2. He's going to keep going with that off-speed stuff until he gets Contreras to put it in play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, that's the one thing you want to do as a leadoff hitter, work the opposing pitcher. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. And here it is. Curveball is taken down and in. Daniels does not throw a pitch that a hitter does not think about. He was thinking about swinging at that one and did not. And the 2-2. Curveball is grounded foul towards the third base dugout occupied by Skyview. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat, or make it the 8th. Schneider lays down the sign, and the offering swung on and lifted deep to right field, but Trey McBride to his left makes the catch. And there's one down in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll send up Ricardo Valderrama, another right-handed hitter for the Skyview Wolverines. Daniels ready. And the offering. Swung on, grounded to short. To his left is Urquieta, right between his legs underneath his glove. That was terrible defense. Nothing tricky about that bounce, and the Mustangs commit an error. And Carlito didn't get the glove down at all. There was no bounce to that. I don't know why he lifted it. Here comes Kenny Chavez. 1 on, 1 out. Yeah, you got to play the defense. You don't want to extend your pitcher. And that was a routine grounder, as easy as it gets. And the offering, and the curveball is in the dirt. One ball and no strikes to Chavez. Daniels looks in, looks back, and the pitch swung on, fouled off the end of the bat on the changeup. And that count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. With Brandon Berenger, the cleanup hitter, on deck. The Mustangs at double play depth. And the throw back to first, and he is picked off. Valderrama was leading, and he's picked off by Daniels, and there's 2 down. And he just picked up his teammate there. Nobody happier about that than Carlito. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chavez, with 2 down and the bases empty in the first, and the offering. Swung on, grounded foul off the foot of the hitter. Count moves to 1-2. The Mustangs generated 3 hits at the top of the first inning, scored a run. As Fort Morgan hit into some bad luck and a line drive double play off the bat of Shurtleff. So here we go, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chavez awaits. Daniels delivers, and he bounces it into the screen. Looked like he got stuck in his hand. It is 2-2. Don't just settle for any ice. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice, 2-2. Curveball is grounded down the third baseline, foul. Now they're making Daniels work a bit, especially the leadoff hitter, Contreras, but he popped to right. Mustangs playing their second game in 3 days, and they'll play 2 games in 3 days against Skyview. We'll have first pitch coming up on Friday from Fort Morgan at 4 o'clock, also on the BNB106.com. And the 1-2. Curveball is lined towards center field. That's going to be a base hit as Shurtleff tracks it down. Now that pickoff looms large, so both teams came up with one a pickoff for Fort Morgan, the other one being a line drive double play. And because of those, they prevented big innings. Here's Behringer, the right-handed hitting catcher. And you know that Chavez won't be too far off of first considering the pickoff move we just saw from Kyle Daniels, the stretch. And Daniels delivers. Changeup is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. It's 0-1. Fort Morgan with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Stretched by Daniels. And the offering. Swung on and popped up into center field. Shurtleff is a few steps back, still going back. Ranges under it, makes the catch. And that does it for Skyview in the bottom of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. And a man left. Let's head to the second in Thornton. Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. 1-0 in favor of the Fort Morgan Mustangs as we head to the second inning. After Fort Morgan got a first inning RBI triple from Joey Schneider. And here is Kenny Keller stepping in. Line and pitch, swung on and popped up in the infield on the left side. Should be a can of corn for the shortstop. And it is as Kenny Chavez puts it away. 1 pitch and 1 out. That'll send up Nate Cage. Cage, another right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. Behringer lays down the side. The pitch swung on. That has popped up. The Mustangs out in front into center field. A routine play, and the catch is made by Eswir Contreras. And there's 2 down. Two down for Bladen Pollitt, so 2 pitches, 2 outs. Line and offering. Changeup over the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. Diego Mireles, the right-hander, gets the sign. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled on the slow breaking ball. Count moves to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back on the slow curve. 1-0 Fort Morgan, top of the second inning. The base is empty with 2 down. Pollitt, the number 8 hitter in this Mustang lineup. Hitting with an open stance. Mireles will kick and fire. And the curveball is upstairs. Skyview's pitching a few years ago was not very good at all. It's improved drastically. It is 1-2. And Pollitt awaits. Swing and a miss. He strikes out on a changeup, and the inning is over. 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing in Thornton on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. In Thornton, it's 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs, and Kyle Daniels will deliver in the pitch. Swing and a miss through the changeup right by Brian Gutierrez. It's 0-1. And the offering, fastball, side armors outside that levels the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch, and the curveball is upstairs. Two balls and 1 strike. 1 and pitch. The breaking ball is over but low. 3-1. And the offering. Changeup is upstairs, and Daniels walks Gutierrez on 5 pitches. There's Diego Vigil. Vigil hitting from the right side. 2-step lead at first, the stretch. And the offering squaring to bunt, and it's caught by Daniels. He throws to first, and then it's going to be safe. Cage guy was off the bag. So Daniels caught the bunt, nearly doubled up the runner, but the Daniels throw was a little bit wide of the target. And there's 1 down instead of a double play. Excellent reflexes there by Daniels, and as Vigil's retired, and Josh Langford thought his foot was on the bag. And I thought his foot was on the bag too. I didn't see him pull it, but that's the call that was made. So 1 down here for Jose Esquivel. As we're in the bottom of the second inning. Esquivel with 1 on and 1 out. Here's the stretch. And the offering. And the changeup is a strike on the outer half of the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike with 1 out, 1 on. 1-0 Fort Morgan in the bottom of the second inning on Joey Schneider's RBI single to pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory, and that is out of play. On the right side, it's 0-2. To Esquivel, both pitchers are pounding the strike zone in the early going. That's what happened yesterday, that Brush Sterling game between Jacob Thiessen of Sterling and Kyle Rosenbrock of Brush. A game that the Tigers won 3-1. No balls and 2 strikes. 2-step lead. Daniels delivers. Fastball grounded foul off to the right. He actually missed his target. Schneider was set up well outside. When buying a mixer, feeder, truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service at MMI International. 842-5161 MMI International. Stretch throw back to first. They got him picked off, and he's out by a mile. Gutierrez picked off. That's the second runner that Kyle Daniels has picked off, 1 in each of the first 2 innings. And there's 2 down, and now Esquivel up there with a no ball, 2 strike count. Now out of the windup is Daniels. Esquivel hitting with an open stance, and the pitch. And he looked like he waved at the curveball, and Schneider's going to tag out the hitter. Are they going to appeal to first? I thought he swung. Looked like a clear swing. And yeah, there's the appeal to the first base umpires. Definitely a swing. And the inning is over. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left. Let's head to the third. It's Fort Morgan 1, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. 1-0. The Mustangs lead as we head to the third inning. And here's Trey McBride hitting from the right side. He had 4 RBIs, as did Bladen Pollitt on Monday in the 17-run victory over Englewood. And Mireles throws a curveball right down the middle for a strike. Mireles has thrown 24 pitches, 20 for strikes. He's been very effective so far. No balls and 1 strike to the freshman McBride. And the pitch. And the curveball swung on and missed. Didn't come close to that one. 0-2. Coach Langford instructing his hitter to keep the hands way back. He was so far out in front. Didn't read the pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Mireles comes home. Curveball is grounded foul down the third base side. Boy, that was too good of a pitch as far as Mireles was concerned, and the catcher Berenger knows that. He runs out to the mound. He missed his spot badly there, but got away with it because McBride pulled it. No balls and 2 strikes. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank on Ensign Street. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. No balls and 2 strikes to McBride. Apparently a ball or something's gotten loose down the right field line. McBride, the opening hitter this third inning. The Mustangs have their lone run on Joey Schneider's 2-out triple, scoring Cosman in the first inning. Here's the wind and offering, and the curveball swung on and missed. And that's strikeout number 2 there for Diego Mireles. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up Kyle Daniels. He singled to center and then was doubled off when the next hitter, Shirtliff, lined into a double play. Daniels, the only left-handed hitter in the Mustang lineup. The pitch swung on, line into left field for a base hit. Daniels is now 2 for 2, and the Mustangs pick up their 4th hit against Mireles. That'll bring up Shirtliff, who lined into that double play I just talked about. Now let's see if Daniels takes off. He's got so much speed. Obviously, had that ball not been hit to Gutierrez at second, it would have been first and third with nobody out. Mireles stretches. Big lead for Daniels. Step off, no throw. Berenger relays the signs back to Mireles. The stretch by the right-hander. And the offering. Swung on and grounded down the third base side. Backhanded beautifully. The throw to first is high and over the head of the first baseman. Headed down the line as Esquivel threw it away. Daniels to second. Shirtliff to second, I should say. And Daniels to third. And both teams have committed an error. A routine throw, and he threw it away over the glove of the first baseman, Vigil. That'll bring up Austin Cosman as now the Mustangs are threatening to extend the lead. Yeah, just did not follow through on that one. And Fort Morgan catches a big break. The stretch by Mireles. And the pitch. Curveball is popped up into foul territory and out of play. Count is at 0-1. To Austin Cosman, who got a base hit his first time up. And then scored the run on the Schneider triple. And with Kyle Daniels on the hill, you give him a 3 or 4 run lead, and that could be good night for Skyview. Mireles needs that defensive support because he's more of a pitcher to contact, as is Daniels, by the way. No balls and 1 strike to Cosman. The stretch and the offering. Swung on, driven into deep left center field. That's going to hit a gap. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Around first is Cosman. He gets to second. Daniels is in, as is Shirtliff. It's a 2-run double for Austin Cosman. He is 2 for 2. And the Mustangs now lead 3-0. And that ball was laced. And that'll send up Joey Schneider. Schneider had that RBI triple. And the Mustangs are just sitting back on this pitcher. It's what you got to do against the off-speed stuff. Cosman obviously feels very comfortable up there. The stretch. And the pitch. And the changeup is down and away. One ball and no strikes. And you can follow all the scoring updates on Twitter at B106 or our B106 Facebook page, or pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. A changeup for a strike on the outer half, thigh high. And the count is sitting at 1-1 to Joey Schneider, the senior catcher for Fort Morgan. Cosman off of second with a very conservative lead. Mireles looks back. And the pitch. And the curveball is a beauty. On the inside half for a strike, 1-2. Yeah, I called it a wall in that description, more like a fence, but it's all green. 305 down the left field line, 340 down the right field line, 365 in the gaps, 375 straight away. The pitch, grounded into left field for a base hit beyond the lunging Esquivel. Cosman will advance to third, that's it. And the Mustangs have runners at the corners for Carlito Urquiera. And Esquivel nearly made that play. Urquiera grounded to second to end the first. And the Mustangs have a chance for a big inning here. Thanks in part to an error that was committed as well by the third baseman. Runners take their leads, first and third, and the pitch. Changeup is up and in. One ball and no strikes to Carlito Urquiera. The Mustangs with a 3-0 lead. Cosmo off of third. Schneider at first. And the 1-0. Swung on, line down the right field line, and that is fair! Just inside the line, Cosman scores. Around third is Joey Schneider. He's going to be sent home. And the throw will not be made. It's actually Hector Luna, the courtesy runner. It's a 2-run triple for Carlito Urquiera. And Fort Morgan now with a 5-0 lead. And that was placed perfectly. And now the Mustangs have 4 across in the inning. Now there'll be a conversation on the hill. Urquiera doing a great job going the other way. And unfortunately, Mireles didn't get what he needed out of his defense in this inning. That's part of what has contributed to what has happened in this particular frame. Mustangs have already a couple of triples in this game. And again, with Kyle Daniels out there, a 5-0 lead is going to be a monumental one, you would think. In this top half of the third inning. And just ripping up the baseball are the Mustangs in this frame. So here is Kenny Keller. He popped out in his first at bat. And that's what you do. You go around the first time around the order, then you adjust. And that's what Fort Morgan has done. They've adjusted beautifully. In fact, the Mustangs now have 4 hits in the inning, 7 in the game. Urquiera with a lead at third. The stretch. The infield playing halfway. And the changeup is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 run in the first, 4 so far here in the third. Fort Morgan getting a 2-run double from Austin Cosman, and that 2-run triple there by Urquiera. And the 1-0 to Keller. And he swings and grounds it to the third baseman, Esquivel. He throws to first in time. Scoring is Urquiera. Give Keller the RBI, and the Mustangs have played at 5 in the second inning. It's Fort Morgan 6 and Skyview nothing. And here is Nate Cage. Good jump at third by Urquiera, by the way. Cage popped to center. The pitch swung on and lined off the glove of the shortstop into left field for a base hit. The Mustangs have 5 hits in the inning and 8 in the game on that sharp single And here comes the 9th hitter of the inning, and Bladen Pollitt. McBride actually struck out to begin the inning. Pollitt struck out to end the previous inning. Mireles gets the sign. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. One ball and no strikes to Bladen Pollitt. Very short lead at first for Cage. And the offering swung on. That is popped into center. That's got some drive to it. Way back towards the track. Still going. And the catch is made out there in center field by Contreras. And the Mustangs are done in the top of the 3rd inning. But now without scoring 5 runs on 5 hits, it was a huge error and a man left. 2.5 complete in Thornton. Fort Morgan 6, Skyview nothing. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters against Kyle Daniels, Aaron Smith, Isaiah Garcia, and Eswir Contreras. The Mustangs lead Skyview 6-0. They just played at 5 in the 3rd inning. Smith batting from the right side, and the pitch swung on and lined foul on the changeup. That jammed him off to the right. It's 0-1. Yeah, one of the big plays was an error, a throwing error by the 3rd baseman Esquivel. And you give the Mustangs an extra out or 2, and they will capitalize, and that's what they did. And Kyle Daniels has been in control, allowing a 1st inning hit. That's it. No balls and 1 strike to Aaron Smith. And the pitch. And the curveball is taken inside. And that levels the count at 1-1. Daniels ready. And the pitch. Curveball is on the outside corner. That's a beauty. Man, that hooked in there. That started about a foot outside. And it got a piece of the corner. 1-2 to Aaron Smith. Wind and pitch. Swung on and fisted foul off to the right and over the Mustang dugout on the first base side. It remains at 0-2. To Smith, the left-hander Daniels. Time is called before he is ready to deliver to the plate. Schneider lays down the sign. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into foul territory. Cage giving chase. Can't get to that ball. It's just a foul. Didn't have much trajectory to it. It remains at 1-2. Not only have the Mustangs outscored the Wolverines 6-0, they've out-hit them 8-1. Both teams have committed a defensive miscue. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled. Oh, I thought he had struck him out, but he got a piece of the ball. As I mentioned earlier, neither pitcher is really a strikeout pitcher. They pitch to contact, but it's hard to make good contact. Here's the wind and pitch, and the curveball is up and away. Daniels has struck out 1 and walked 1. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting DH Aaron Smith. The pitch swung on and chopped over the mound. This is going to be a tough play. Shortstop Urgueta charges, throws to first, and Smith is out by 2 steps. And there's 1 down. That sends up the number 9 hitter, Isaiah Garcia. And Urquieta took his time with a slow-footed Smith getting down the first base line. Daniels delivers. Swing and foul tipped into the glove on the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Changeup is up and away. Levels the count at 1-1. Daniels has thrown 37 pitches so far, 26 for strikes. And the offering. Curveball swung on and missed. That was a doozy. That dove in the zone. It's 1-2. And the offering. Fastball is down and in. Ball 2, strike 2. 1 down. The base is empty in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fort Morgan with a 6-0 lead on Skyview. And the pitch. Swung on, line towards center field. Coming on his short lift. He'll have to play it on a big hop. And that is base hit number 2 for Skyview. But you got to watch out over there. Daniels has already picked off 2 runners. As Contreras, who popped to right, will step in. He saw 9 pitches in his opening at bat. Yeah, Daniels did not take enough off that changeup, and it was up as well to the 9th place hitter. Stretched by Daniels. And the offering. And the curveball is right down the middle for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Mustangs at double play depth up the middle. And the offering. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2. Now let's see if Kyle can get that out pitch here. On 0-2 to the leadoff hitter in this lineup, Contreras. 1-step lead at first, and the pitch up and away, a waste pitch. Ball 1, strike 2 to Contreras. He gets the sign. That's a half-step lead now, the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. And Contreras strikes out. Daniels records his 2nd strikeout. 2 down for Ricardo Valderrama. He reached on an error in his first at bat. You need your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them at Central Auto Parts. You can purchase the best quality parts at great prices. Your local Napa store, Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. And the offering. Curveball is on the outer half for a strike. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Now about a 2-step lead there for Garcia. The pitch swung on and tapped foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, after a couple of pickoffs now, Skyview's become very run shy here. I don't blame him. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The stretch by Daniels, and the step-off throw to first. Back at diving is Garcia. That time he read it well. Settling back into the box is Valderrama. 0-2. Daniels looks in. Schneider sets up away, and that changeup is upstairs. Ball 1, strike 2 to Valderrama. Conservative lead over there for Garcia at first, about a step. And Daniels comes home. Swung on and fouled on the slow breaking ball up the third base side. It remains at 1-2. Daniels has not reached the 50 pitch mark yet, and the only reason he'll reach that either later this inning or early next inning is because that 9-pitch at bat to begin the game. The pitch swung on and tapped foul on the slow breaking ball. Remains at 1-2. To the right-handed hitting Valderrama. All righties in this lineup, but that doesn't bother Daniels. This will be his 50th pitch. And here it is. Swing and a miss on a fastball away. And Skyview is done in the 3rd inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 4th after the break. Fort Morgan 6, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs lead Skyview 6-0 as we head to the 4th inning in Thornton. And for Fort Morgan, they will send up Trey McBride, Kyle Daniels, and Trevor Shirtliff, and hopefully more than that. As Fort Morgan plated 5 runs in the top of the 3rd inning and have command with their ace left-hander on the hill. McBride, his first time up, struck out swinging against this off-speed right-hander. Mireles has thrown just 8 balls. He's got a 4-to-1 ratio, 34 strikes and 8 balls. He'll get the sign. And the first pitch of the 4th inning is a breaking ball that is popped up into deep left field. Valderrama's way back towards the fence. It's gone! Oh, that ball had some carry to it. To the right of the 365 sign, and Fort Morgan now leads 7-0 on a McBride blast. What a difference from the first at bat. And here's Kyle Daniels, who is 2 for 2 in the game. Halfway to the cycle, a single and a double for Daniels. Mireles comes home, and the fastball is outside, one of the few ones he's thrown in this game. 1 ball and no strikes. On a very windy Wednesday. And Mireles comes home. Swung on, that is popped up in the infield. Let's see, Mireles, the pitcher, calls for it. To his left, makes the one-handed catch. And there's one down. Daniels is now 2 for 3 in the game. That'll bring up Trevor Shirtliff. The pitch, changeup, is a ball inside. Shirtliff lined into a double play and reached on an error. And that was a big error by the third baseman, Esquivel. That opened the floodgates. Squaring to bunt, lays it down the third baseline. And now fielded by Mireles, throws to first, and that's offline. It'll be an infield hit. Fort Morgan's 10th hit already on a perfect bunt by Trevor Shirtliff. 1 on, 1 out for Austin Cosman, who is 2 for 2, a single and a 2-run double. And he has been loving this off-speed stuff. And maybe he wants to duplicate what McBride just did. The pitch. He swings and belts it into deep left field. That one is going to clear the left fielder off the bottom of the fence. Around second is Shirtliff, headed for third. He's being sent home. The throw to the plate is going to be late. It's an RBI double for Cosman. And the Mustangs now lead 8-0. Cosman has 3 hits in the game to go along with 3 runs batted in. And that ball was smoked. Valderrama had no chance, and let's see if we get a pitching change. Certainly a possibility right now. The slow walk to the hill, and it looks like we will have a pitching change. A 2-minute break. 2-minute break. We're in the top of the 4th inning in Thornton. It's Fort Morgan 8, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. Diego Vigil is the new pitcher, and he's just thrown a couple of balls. One was a wild pitch sending Cosman to third as Joey Schneider's at the plate. Fort Morgan with an 8-0 lead on Skyview in the top of the 4th inning, looking to make this perhaps a 5-inning game if they can stretch the lead out even more. The right-hander stretches, and the pitch. Change up, a strike. Down the middle, it's 2-1. Mustangs got 11 hits off of Diego Mireles, including a home run earlier in this inning from Trey McBride. Short lead at third for Cosman, maybe a step, and the offering. Slow curve is grounded on the left side. Cosman holds, shortstop charges, throws on the run, and that's going to be off the glove of the first baseman. Schneider would have been out, even though that throw was on the run. So we'll call that a straight-up error there. It was a tough throw on the run, but Schneider clearly would have been out. And the ball was dropped after the one-hop throw by Chavez to Gomez. Second error committed by Skyview. Here's Urquieta. He grounded out and had a 2-run triple. The stretch and offering. Swung on line into left field for a base hit. Hector Luna to second, running for Schneider, scoring as Cosman. And the Mustangs have 3 across in the frame. It's 9-0. And Urquieta's driven in 3. That'll send up Kenny Keller. Keller is 0 for 2. A pop-up and a ground out. Urquieta doing his job. Keller awaits the pitch. And he takes a changeup for a strike at the knees. No balls and one strike to Kenny Keller. Mustangs have scored in 3 of the first 4 innings. And the offering, and the slow curve is up and in. That levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Luna at second, Urquieta at first. What started off as a pitcher's duel has turned into a one-sided affair. And the offering swung on. That is popped up into shallow right field. The second baseman, Chavez, makes the catch. Make it Gutierrez. Gutierrez puts it away. There's 2 down. And Keller's 0 for 3. And Keller was on base 5 times on Monday against Englewood. But that's baseball. Offense comes and goes. Nate Cage has popped out and singled. So he is 1 for 2 in the game. Looking to drive in that 10th run is Cage. The stretch by the right-hander, heel the pitch. And it bounces in, backhanded beautifully by Behringer. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this lead might as well be 15-0 as far as Skyview is concerned. You got a great pitcher out there in Daniels to contend with. The offering swung on and hit slowly on the ground to third, and the force play will be made over there as Esquivel no longer at third. And that does it as Fort Morgan is finally retired in this top half of the 4th inning. The Mustangs do some nice damage in this frame. They score 3 runs, and they do it on 4 hits, an error, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is Fort Morgan 9, Skyview nothing. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Swing and a miss by Kenny Chavez on the first pitch from Daniels at the bottom of the 4th inning at a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss and a ball up and in. One with some heat that time. No balls and 2 strikes. Daniels has allowed 2 hits so far in the game. Wind and pitch. Changeup is outside. 1-2 to Chavez, who singled his first time up. And the offering. Changeup is low. Count is sitting at 2-2. And the pitch. Slow curve. And, man, where did that miss? I have no idea where that missed. Looked perfect from here. Instead, it's called ball 3. Wind and pitch. And the curveball is upstairs, and he lost him. That'll bring up Brandon Behringer. Yeah, I think Daniels thought he had that pitch. He's probably still wondering, how was that not called a strike? Because I don't know how that one missed at all. Behringer popped to center in his first at bat. The pitch. Curveball is in the dirt, blocked by Schneider. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the cleanup hitter in the lineup, so the heart of the order coming up here for Skyview, trailing 9-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Daniels gets the sign from Schneider. Throw back to first, and that was read beautifully by Chavez. He was already on the bag. One ball, no strikes. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Daniels throws to first, and the tag, and he is out! That's the 3rd pickoff by Kyle Daniels as Chavez is picked off for a 2nd time in the game. And there is 1 down. Now out of the windup to Behringer with a 1 ball, no strike count. And the offering. And that is a strike with a changeup. On the outer half, it's 1-1. Behringer settles back in, and the pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Daniels doesn't change that motion at all. That's what makes that changeup that much more effective. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This will be his 60th pitch of the game. And it is a breaking ball, down and away. Nearly backdoored it. The count moves to 2-2. Schneider lays down the sign, relayed from the dugout, and the offering. Curveball is a called strike 3, and that is strikeout number 2 for Kyle Daniels, and 2 down for Brian Gutierrez, who walked, and he was picked off. And Kyle Daniels making it look very easy right now. Swing and a miss and a ball up and away. It's 0-1. Here's the wind and offering. Change up down and in. That levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle delivers. Swung on and popped up and out of play off to the right. And for Joey Schneider, this must be a fun pitcher to catch. Works quickly. Always around the strike zone. 43 strikes, only 21 balls. And the Mustangs have done their job offensively. No balls, 2 strikes, make it 1-2 with the bases empty. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a slow curve, and Gutierrez strikes out. Second strikeout of the inning. No runs for Skyview here at the bottom of the 4th inning. No hits, no errors, and nobody left. Let's head to the 5th. Fort Morgan 9, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs lead Skyview 9-0 as we head to the 5th inning in Thornton. I'm John Beltran here on B106 and B106.com as the Mustangs are looking to improve to 31-0 since joining the Colorado 7 at the beginning of the 2013 season. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Bladen Pollitt steps in against Diego Vijo. Slow curve is popped into center. Should be a routine play. Going back and still going back and making the catch is Contreras, and there's 1 down. 1 down for Trey McBride, who struck out and homered. McBride home over the left field fence. Was able to pop that. It went out beautifully an inning ago. Mustangs scored a run in the first, 5 in the third, and 3 in the 4th. And the pitch. And he swings and grounds it into left field for a base hit, and Fort Morgan has picked up their 13th hit of the game. And McBride is now 2 for 3. And here comes Kyle Daniels, who singled twice and popped out. So just 1 run. If Fort Morgan could score 1 and hold Skyview, this would be an abbreviated 5-inning game. Short lead for McBride at first. He's got speed, though. The stretch by Vigil and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball diving down and in. Daniels is out in front. It's 0-1. Daniels has a huge gap in right center. Another one in left center as well. The stretch by Vigil and the offering. And the slow curve is chopped on the right side into right field for a base hit. And rounding second is McBride, headed for third on the beautiful Baltimore chop. And the Mustangs have runners at first and third for Trevor Shurtleff. And Daniels now has 3 hits in the game. Nice aggressive base running there by McBride. Shurtleff is 1 for 3. He did have a bunt singles last time up. He also lined into a double play and reached on an error. Runners at the corners. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped into center. Should be able to score McBride. And the catch is made. McBride breaks for the plate. And the throw will be cut off as Contreras puts it away. It's a sac fly for Trevor Shurtleff. And the Mustangs now lead 10-0 in the top of the 5th inning. As Daniels had to hold, here's Austin Cosman, who has destroyed the baseball. A single, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs. And he will now bat for Fort Morgan. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded off the third baseman's glove into left field. And over there now at third is Alexis Arras. Oh, we're going to call that an error. Love to give him the base hit, but it appeared that it was right there for him. That could be debatable. Somebody might have a different opinion. Nonetheless, Schneider will step in. A RBI triple, single, and reached on an error. And he will bat with 2 on and 2 down here in this 5th inning. Well, the Mustangs now up by double digits. Vigil gets the sign, and the pitch swung on and popped up to right field. And coming in, still coming, and making the catch is Isaiah Garcia. That ends the inning. However, the Mustangs do get on the board. They got a run that they needed, and they do it on a couple of hits. There was an error and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Fort Morgan 10, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. 10-0. Fort Morgan leads Skyview. They need to score a run to move the game to a 6th inning. That's all they need, just 1 run. If not, the Mustangs will come away with a 10-0 victory in 5. 6, 7, and 8. Is due up for Skyview. It'll be this pitcher now, Diego Vigil. He tried to bunt a runner over and popped it up to the pitcher, Daniels. And he would certainly save that arm if he can shut this team out. He's thrown just 65 pitches. The junior left-hander delivers, and the curveball is over the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. A run in the first, 5 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the 5th for Fort Morgan, the offering. And he squares the bunt, but he takes it for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Mustangs have not been flawless defensively. They made an error. And the 0-2. Changeup is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Diego Vigil. Hitting with an open stance. And the pitch. Swung on, and the ball's in the dirt. Schneider will have to throw him out, and does. And that's strikeout number 4 for Kyle Daniels. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Jose Esquivel. He struck out his first time up. Or check that. Here's Alexis Arras. He will hit instead. So Arras will hit. The pitch. Change up, a strike. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. Daniels ready, and the offering. Fastball rides inside. That levels the count at 1-1. 1 down and the bases empty in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Thornton. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that changeup, it's 1-2. And the offering. Curveball is up and away. Moves the count to 2-2. I think Daniels between pitches takes maybe 2 seconds. I'll give him 5. He's very quick to the plate. 2-2. Called strike 3. A breaking ball right down the middle. And there's 2 down. And Aaron Smith, who grounded out the short, is going to be the final opportunity for Skyview. They do need a run to send this game to a 6th inning. He is 0 for 1. The pitch. Swung on, grounded foul towards the Mustang dugout. Daniels now with 5 strikeouts in the game. He's only thrown 75 pitches. No balls and 1 strike. Daniels ready, and the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. It's 0-2. Daniels threw a game against Weld Central that was 1 hour and 36 minutes. This is going to be much shorter. The pitch. Swung on, grounded right side. Second baseman Pollard to his left has it. Throws to first. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have won in 5 innings over the Skyview Wolverines. 10-0. Let's take a break. We'll wrap it up in 2 minutes on B106 and B106.com. Mustang postgame show brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center in Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan, your farm and ranch headquarters for all your farm and ranch supplies. They carry feed for all your animals and pets. Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. The Mustangs win the game over the Skyview Wolverines in just 5 innings, 10-0. 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base for Fort Morgan. No runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 2 left on base for Skyview. The winning pitcher going the distance, throwing less than 80 pitches, was Kyle Daniels. And the loss goes to the starter, Diego Mireles. Time of the game, only 73 minutes, an hour and 13 minutes. The Mustangs got on the board in the first inning on Joey Schneider's RBI triple. And then after a scoreless second inning, exploded in the third. Austin Cosman with a 2-run double made it 3-0. And then later, Carlito Urquieta with a 2-run triple made it 5-0. Kenny Keller drove in a run with a ground out. It was 6-0. And then in the fourth, Trey McBride led off with a home run. Cosman with an RBI double. Urquieta drove in his third run with a single, as Urquieta and Cosman had 3 ribbies apiece. And then Trevor Shurtleff with a fifth-inning sacrifice fly closed out the scoring, as the Mustangs improved to 7-0 in Colorado 7 League play, 31-0 overall in the Colorado 7 League in 2+ seasons. Mustangs now 9-2 on the season. Skyview loses for the first time, 6-1 in league play, 7-1 overall. Mustangs are back in action coming up on Friday at home, right here on B106 and B106.com. We'll have that game starting at 4 o'clock once again against Skyview. A reminder, you can always follow us on Twitter at B106 or our B106 Facebook page. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustang Baseball, doing a great job today, has been Braden Godin. I'm John Beltran. The final score from Thornton, Fort Morgan in 5 innings defeats Skyview 10-0 on B106 and B106.com.